talk HVAC just a little bit more before I switch to electrical. How did that department kind of progress then? As you said, so that, I forget off the top of my head what year that started. So it was right when you came in.
Yeah, we had
joined us, and then how did that kind of progress?
We had a plumber who was learning HVAC when I first got in, so he was kind of starting to do we would do maybe like one AC a month. And then the furnaces he was a little bit more comfortable with. And then another guy started to learn it. And so by the time I was selling, we had 2 guys that could service and install. Yeah. And that was kind of the department.
Okay.
And then more people were interested. More of our plumbers were. Actually, one of our plumbers at the time, who's now our plumbing service manager.
Yeah.
Learned HVAC too. So he was our plumbing and HVAC service manager for a while.
Yeah.
Great guy, great tech. So it was a lot of in-house people, and then we started being able to hire HVAC specific, and that took us some time to figure out, actually. For whatever reason, we were couldn't bring on HVAC only people. We could only bring on plumbers and get them to learn HVAC.
I'll be honest. Yeah. Doing this, it's just, I feel like the experienced guys want to make sure you're serious about it.
Yes.
I think that's part of it, because there's enough people that go, I'm going to dabble in this. Yeah. And then it's like, what a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, you got yourself established, and then people are like, okay, they're legit. I've heard about them for a while now.
Yeah. And now it's a big part of our business.
Yeah. How did you make sure that this is always some interesting when I talk to people and they're starting new divisions? A lot of attention, it seems like sometimes all their attention goes to the new division, launching this. And yet you have this other side that's the core of the business that really is the powerhouse. Very easy to forget about these guys, right?
Yeah.
So what was the key to make sure, because plumbing, you said still 50, 60% of your business today?
Yeah, closer to 60.
Yeah. So, it's doing well.
Mm-hmm.
How did you make sure that didn't fall apart while you're putting all this attention towards marketing, towards launching this new HVAC division?
I think just my dad being able to still work on the plumbing side. Yeah, Susie, like I was talking about, our operations manager, still being heavily involved in that, and him kind of just giving me the runway to do what we needed to do with HVAC. And it was I tell everybody who asks about starting it doesn't happen quick. It just is, you chip away at it and chip away at it. You get a little bit more marketing spend that way. You get a little bit more. You start to get better at it. You hire the next person. It's just, you just have to work at it every day, but it's not right away. You can just be all right, we're going to dump half of our marketing spend into HVAC.
Right.
It's more, groundwork, word of mouth, letting your current customers know that you do it, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did, in terms of management, first of all, how many plumbers do you guys have nowadays?
Now, 14.
14. Yeah. And you have how many service managers to handle? Do we have one guy that kind of manages?
One plumbing service manager. Yeah. And now we just, made somebody an HVAC manager to take some off his plate because he had the HVAC guys.
Yeah. 14 is a lot.
He had a lot of guys.
Plumbing.
Yeah.
When was the right time to add your dad, and because I know you said your dad was pretty much running the plumbing side. When is it the right time to elevate a service manager there?
So we probably still did that 2 years ago, maybe. Our first one we had, that was probably 3 years ago. It was just kind of a main guy that was still out in the field at first for the techs to have a contact with. So it wasn't my dad always getting phone calls about code stuff or whatever else and pricing stuff. So they had, a tech that was still out there.
Right.
He's called our service manager, but he's still running 3-4 service calls a day. Yeah. It took us a while to get that person out of the field and just into the office. And then still sometimes we'll send him out. He's got to be in the office,
Yeah.
It's just that battle where, things get busy and they want to go help out.
That's
be there too. Yeah.
So he did both trades at first.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get him to finally go, okay, you got to stay here and talk to everybody?
It was more just we just got to control the schedule. It's, we should try not to overload him. And he wanted it too. We started taking him to some of these management trainings with CertainPath and stuff. And he's like, okay, kind of understood what the role should be a little bit more.
Right.
That was something that we could have communicated the expectations of the role better, but bringing him to this and then him seeing it was okay, I kind of see what you guys want.
Right. So what is his role in day to day? Obviously you're handling all those phone calls, but what kind of, how does he keep the guys accountable that they're doing what they should be doing, the inspections and the options? Is he talking to them and, okay, I didn't see us on this job. Maybe talk through what he does on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, so it's a lot of tech support, but reviewing invoices, like you said, the $99 tickets, seeing what was going on there, the recalls. He's bringing guys in and talking about that and training on it.
Yeah.
He runs the plumbing trainings mostly every Wednesday, unless I have something to go in there and do with them.
Yeah.
So through trainings, meetings, one-to-ones, all of that stuff, he holds them accountable that way.
Okay.
Well, a way we've been training for a while is reviewing invoices, $0 tickets or $99 service fee tickets, and if there's no options on there, we're like, what could we have done? And
Yeah.
we'll do it together as in the training.
When you kind of like, okay, this is your deal. You're in the office. Did you notice performance for everybody kind of went up because they're being held more accountable, and you got someone watching everything?
Yeah, I did feel that way. Quality control wise, and just performance for on the sales side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess when you said, okay, you're doing plumbing only, who filled in that HVAC side then?
It was a comfort advisor that we led. Yeah. So he got an interesting story. He started as a technician.
Yeah.
Did very well with that. Was, always his, not for us, but, was a technician for another company who was pretty well established in the, HVAC market, much more so than us at that time. And he kind of had learned the way it was supposed to be done, flipping tech leads, building options, selling equipment. So he went from a technician to a comfort advisor, joined us. As everybody I think knows, it's been a weird year.
Yeah.
Consumer behavior has been very strange. So
Especially you're part of it.
yeah. So, I'm not going to say there was no volume, but it was tough with two salespeople to keep them constantly busy, or as busy as those guys like to be. Like, like the good sales guys, they want to be really busy all the time.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't like quite there. And so me and him started working together on, all right, how can we get tech leads to look a little bit better? And the more conversation I have with him, I'm like, I feel like he's been at all these CertainPath events and like has sat in all these classes. Like he really, I thought, understood what we were trying to do. And him being a tech, I thought he could have some positive insight for the techs instead of just hearing it from me.
Yeah.
So he started doing some trainings and ride-alongs with those guys, and those went well. And then we talked about a service manager position for him. So
he was eager to do it.
he was. He's still going to sell some systems.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was excited about it. Yeah.
That's
so it was
cool.
good. Yeah.
That's cool. And I bet you're plumbing for the other plumbing HVAC manager.
Yeah.
He was relieved a little bit.
He was. It was like, is everything all right? Like, yeah, but no, we want to take some stuff off the hands. You have a lot of guys to deal with. So I think it's been good.